As customary, right after I pledge allegiance, I'd like to have a moment of silence. And in your moment of silence, I'd like for you to keep in your thoughts Stephen Enos, who was the father of Greg Enos, who was our assistant town administrator, was left for a job in another town. So in your thoughts, please keep him in mind. Thank you. Thank you. I must make the announcement, this meeting is being recorded and televised by a local cable channel. Do I need a motion to approve the bill and payroll warrants?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to accept the correspondence in the read file.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Public forum, is there anybody here that wishes to speak on an issue that is not on the agenda? Chris, you're not raising your hand, right? You're cleaning your glasses? Yeah. All right, seeing none. I need the motion to approval of the meeting minutes for open session, April 19th, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstention? No? It's not 7:05 yet, so we'll act on some new business. Act on the request of Richie Rosen on behalf of McQuiggan's Pub and the Whitman Hanson Regional High School Alumni Association to conduct a fundraiser in the form of a block party on Saturday, September 17th, 2016, to close off Legion Parkway from 6 p.m. till 11:30 p.m. and a one-day liquor license to serve beer and wine from a tent set up at 552 Washington Street, subject to receipt of the license fee. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Rich, would you like to talk on that? Advertise? No? Okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's a great time. I went there. Yeah, I went there. It's outstanding.
Is that the one where they do free beer for everyone?
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the board.
OCB?
This is the OCB. It's the best beer around. This is the second time that we've done this, and we closed off Legion Parkway. We got a bunch of round tables that seat 10 and put some white tablecloths on them and put them up and down Legion Parkway, well, from our property, Washington Street to the back of our property, and it was pretty nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself.
There was, it's open to anybody. It's not just open to Whitman Hanson alums. It's a fundraiser, and there's no admission to get in, and what we did to raise money was we had raffle prizes, and there was some donations and raffle stuff, and we do serve beer and wine outside. It was really nice, and it's open for the community, and we hope everybody comes out for it. And thank you. Thank you.
Did I have a motion?
Yeah.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. There you go, Rich.
Good luck.
Now, good luck. Now 7:05. I'd like to open up the public hearing in regards to an application for Old Colony Brewing Incorporated for a Farmers Series pouring permit on the premise located at 605 Bedford Street, Unit 1, subject to approval of the ABCC and the receipt of the mailing, advertising, and permit fees. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Dan, this is a business that has been operating but is now relocating to what perhaps would be a better location. I believe some of the folks that are here, and I'd invite them to come up and just tell us a little bit about the business so people know what we're talking about. This pouring permit is a new approach that the Commonwealth has taken to encourage local growers, partially agriculture, partially social.
Introduce yourself and
Sure. Hi, my name is Dennis Nash. I'm the president of Old Colony Brewing. So as was just said, we opened about 2 years ago on Temple Street. And there's three of us that partners in this, and we decided to start a small business to see if this would work. We knew it was going to be a temporary location, and the community, Whitman in general, was great. We were packed every time we were open. Ran out of a lot of beer, which was good, and then knew we need to expand if we wanted to stay open. So this pouring permit will allow us to give samples, to have the community come in and talk to us more, a bigger location where we can do more, and it'll help us, grow, the business, and also have more people that come in and get the beer. So this location is great. We're excited, and we're hoping to get the final state approval soon, and then the pouring permit soon, and we can get the beer out
Right,
there.
and this is just a simple transfer of license from one location to another?
No, this license we did not have at the last location.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so small of a location, we didn't want people to come in and try to have samples, and, the lines would get to be too long. So
Okay.
with a bigger location now, we feel, we lost a lot, I wouldn't say a lot, a good amount of business where people didn't want to buy the beer because they couldn't try it, they couldn't buy samples there and so on. And you'll see a lot of other local breweries popping up in other communities that are starting to do this too. And as you said, the local, buying local ingredients and so on, really drives the community. And we get a lot of people coming to the town from other, just around the state that like to try beers from small breweries like ours.
Excellent. Okay, any further discussion? Anybody else have any comments on it? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Not 7:10 yet, so we'll go to the next, little bit more new business. Declare as surplus a 1994 fire truck pumping engine. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Chief, did you want to talk on this or no?
Well, Dan, for a mere 10 grand, it can be yours.
No, don't want a pumping truck. Don't need it. Sell it to Hanson. Oh, they can't use water, I know.
The board's
money
vote
back,
will
yeah.
authorize us to dispose of it in accordance with state procurement laws and our bylaws.
Okay. Any other discussion on it? All in favor? Aye. Go on. Act on a statewide public works municipal mutual aid agreement. Do you hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Frank, what's this on? This.
Okay, there will also be one right below it. Did we do both tonight? Public
Talking about
Works.
No, you're out of
Okay, you want,
Tim, there were two permits there, weren't there? We're just doing the Public Works? Okay. This is a necessity for us if we wish to avail ourselves of assistance from the state and other local, regional, and statewide agencies in the event we have an incident or occurrence that requires additional aid. We have done that in the past, but without any specific agreement. The state is now requesting that communities enter into agreements allowing for mutual aid. And this mutual aid can be a whole plethora of circumstances, but it's typically not going to be what you see in police and fire, where every time they get a run, they have to reach out to nearby communities. This would be extraordinary circumstances where either we need help or some other community needs help and we're able to provide it. I have discussed this with the Commission Chairman, Kevin Cleary. The DPW will be acting on that question next Tuesday, and because they are an elected board, we need their concurrence. But I am recommending that the board approve this agreement. It would be signed by the town and would be filed with the state. I believe we're filing it with the state. And we'll simply hold that document until I get the concurrence from the DPW Commission, but I'd like to move forward with it
hey,
tonight.
Chief, you want to talk on it?
No, this was just brought to my attention from MEMA. They didn't have on file a signed agreement for the Department of Public Works. So, like Frank said, this just allows us to legally bring, if we had 6 water main breaks in town and not DPW like needed assistance, then they could legally bring in the town of Hanson or the city of Brockton to come in and help them do what they need to do. Last winter, I think it was last winter or the winter before, with all the snow that we had, I brought in a bunch of front end loaders and dump trucks for Bruce at his request. That's when this came to light, that we didn't have the agreement in place. They came anyways, but after that, they came to me about a month ago and said, we need to get this signed, so.
Enough said. Any discussion from the board? All set? All in favor? Aye. You got it, Tim. It's now a little after 7:10, so we'll go to the public meeting in regards to an application of DJ's Country Store LLC, doing business as DJ Country Store, Deborah Johnson, for a common vicular license on the premise located at 535-2 Plymouth Street, subject to receipt of a license fee, final inspection, approval, and approval of the Board of Health. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there anybody here from Debbie's Kitchen? Yeah? Frank, do you have any issues on this? It's just a,
Well, I'm sure they're going to explain that this is intended to somewhat expand the ability of the store to serve those customers who want to wait and have a seat while they're
Yeah, I have a little handout.
shopping and doing things.
okay.
I'll give you just a little.
Thank you.
Let me get them up here.
Yes, beer and wine. Is it alcohol? Beer and wine, yes. Yeah.
That's still,
Yes.
it says this, so they must have a common vic license on that side.
They have a
Okay, would you like to
common
introduce
for the-
yourself?
Yes, my name is Joel Richmond, and I'm the general manager of DJ's, and I assist Debbie Johnson in the business matters of the restaurant and the convenience store. She couldn't be here this evening. We had a staffing problem at the store, and she had to be there to man the register. Currently, in the convenience store, we already have a self-service coffee bar. We intend to extend that out to have more self-service beverages, frozen drinks, fruit punches, things of that sort, and packaged food. By packaged food, muffins, slices of cake, pie, things of that sort that we can buy from vendors, and some of which she can produce in the restaurant. We understand that anything she produces, they will have to be labeled and dated. And they'll be refrigerated. There'll be a little microwave there. We may try to have serve hot dogs, self-service hot dogs, nachos. You see typically in the convenience store, they have a little pump for that. And pretzels and things of that sort. Seating probably can't get in more than 8 to 10 seats. Who is this going to accommodate? Most of this we anticipate being foods to go. I mean, typically people come in the convenience store and take it. We do sell packaged ice cream. Sometimes mothers come in with their kids and they want to hang around and have that ice cream so they could sit there and have it. We sell bottled soda and water already. So all the items we already have can be consumed. As I understand it, we have a license for a food establishment with service, so that without the common vic, we could already do this. We're not anticipating, we're not going to be doing any cooking in the store, none whatsoever. All the service is going to be paper plates and plastic utensils that would be thrown out, so there's no dishwashing involved, there's no food prep in the store. These are, as I say, all packaged items.
Okay.
We are going to add a single-door refrigerated unit, which Deborah and her staff will start producing some dinners, to heat and serve and go, but those won't be consumed in the store. That's just a retail item. I had spoken to the Board of Health, and they had suggested that we come before the board about the common vic, but as I say, we most likely wouldn't need it because we already have the food service, but, we're here and we'd like to lay the plan before the board anyway.
Okay.
Dan, I'd like to comment on that.
Yeah.
I do believe you need that license because it's a
Yeah.
different part of the operation, and
Yeah.
those two areas were separated and were delineated
Yeah,
when you came here for your other license.
right.
So I would disagree with your representation that you don't have to do it. The common victular license is issued by this board
Right.
only for those companies or those businesses
Yeah.
that serve food for on-premise consumption.
all
You
right.
have two separate premises
I
there.
understand, yeah.
So you would need a
Okay,
license for the
that's
other
fine.
premise. It's not like you're looking to expand a beer and wine license and serve
No,
alcohol at the
that's true,
tables.
yeah.
So that, I
All right.
suspect, may be a concern that some people might have had.
No.
But it is an expansion
Yeah,
of the
it is an
business.
expansion.
And it is a different type of
Right.
service.
Is there anybody else here that would like to speak on that? Seeing none, does the board have any further questions?
No, I do have one question.
Go ahead.
That
We'll
was
have an
brought,
answer.
that was brought up. At the restaurant, next door, which closes at 2 o'clock, by the way. And the convenience store is open till late at night. The question came up if a customer from the convenience store went into the restaurant and took a coffee to go, and, a cardboard, cup, and a muffin to go, if they could bring it back into the store and consume it, since it was packaged food and not produced. There was kind of a fine line there, so I wanted to just find out how you felt about it.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Let's assume that a customer comes into the convenience store,
Yep.
goes into the restaurant, takes we sell a lot of coffee to go, takes a coffee to go and a muffin to go. They're already pre-wrapped. And then decides to come back into the convenience store and play their lottery and sit there and have their coffee and muffin. Can they take the takeout food from the restaurant and sit into this common seating area?
I'm not aware of anything
Yeah.
that would prevent that.
Okay,
So I'd have to say yes. I mean, I can look into it, but
yeah.
Or the Board of Health.
Board of Health would
The
probably.
Board of Health
Yeah.
will regulate the consumables,
Right.
Yeah,
but,
we're appearing before them, I think, next week, on this. But,
I mean, what would be the difference
Yeah.
if somebody bought something, went outside,
yeah,
and said, oh, I want to go and play the lottery, and went back in
That's
while
it,
they're
yeah.
drinking their coffee and eating their muffin
Exactly.
and played the lottery?
and they're not going to be bringing in the China cups, this,
Right.
the
Right.
coffee
All
cups to
throwaways,
go,
yeah.
and she sells a lot of muffins and baked goods in there that are already wrapped. People come in and take them and go, so the question became, if they decide, well, let's go and play some lottery, they sit there and scratch
I don't
those
see that as
tickets.
an issue.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but ask the Board of Health.
Yes, oh, yes, we're
no,
going to be
I don't
asking.
see any.
Okay, neither do I. Any further discussion on it?
I think that as long as the Board of Health is okay with this, to me, it seems like it's good for the citizens. Extra services provided, so
Yeah.
to me, it's a good idea.
It's typically, you'll see this in a lot of convenience stores. They'll have they'll have those fruit punch, machines, and the frozen drink machines, and nacho machines. People take food to go, and since we're not going to be putting up a Keno screen, that I don't want, but people like to sit there, and they can get Keno on their iPhones now. So they buy the Keno tickets, and they go outside and they watch the game, and they come back in, or they'll scratch the ticket. So we do have a little bench seating area in front.
No, we don't need a casino.
That was for a little waiting for both sides anyway, so
Okay.
just an accommodation.
That's good. Any further discussion on it? All in favor? Aye. There you go.
Very
All set.
good. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Good luck. Act on the request of Fire Chief Jim Greno on a line item transfer in the amount of $3,000 from line item 133, all other services, to line item 140, ambulance billing.
So move.
Here a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Chief, you want to talk on it or no?
He's
Simple
hoping
line
not to.
We just got to sign it.
So we can get him a new white shirt?
Yeah? Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There you go, Chief. Act on the request of Fire Chief Tim Greno, is that the one?
There's
that
no
just did?
stopping him.
No. Act on the request of Fire Chief Tim Greno on a line item transfer in the amount of $10,000 from line item 133, all other services, to line item 135, expenses. Your
So
motion.
moved.
Second.
Any discussion on it? All in favor? Aye. And I have a new line item transfer. The line item transfer from line 256, medical insurance, the amount of $4,000, to line item 257, Medicare town match. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Your motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Did you want to speak on this at all?
It's
That's
essentially, when we budgeted this year, well, last year, for the Medicare town match, although town employees are in public retirement and don't pay Social Security, we do pay Medicare tax, and it's based on our salaries. And while we have adjusted salaries over the last couple of years, we have not been adjusting the Medicare town match line, and this year we're going to run short. And I would suspect it's going to be in the area of 2,500. I don't want to find out on the last payroll that we're wrong, so I'm asking for the 4. And at the end of the year, whatever isn't spent goes back into the general fund, just as it would in the line we're transferring it from.
Any further discussion?
That cover it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Set July schedule, meeting schedule, how's July 12th? Works? Okay? Okay, 12th it is. Around the board. Frank, you have anything for the board?
Yeah, I have a couple of things, actually. We've done the Medicare town match. There are a few appointments that, for whatever reason, we either didn't anticipate or missed. It's a combination of both, I think. So I would like to request the following appointments. For the Building Facilities and Capital Expenditures Committee, I would ask that the board appoint Aaron Taylor to a 3-year term. For the Cultural Council, I would ask that the board reappoint Janet Horkey, that is a 3-year term. And for the Historical Commission, I would request that the board appoint Elizabeth Pretorius as an associate member for a 3-year term. These were not part of the annual appointments.
We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
A few other quick things. At our last meeting, I mentioned that the Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission had conducted a compliance audit and found 4 licensees to be in violation. 2 of them were issued suspensions, which in turn were suspended, conditioned on no additional violations. 1 was given a warning. The 4th, which was O'Toole's Pub, had not been provided to us, but we have since received notice that for O'Toole's, the commission has found that they violated the laws regarding serving alcohol to minors. They have issued a 4-day suspension, and they have suspended 2 of those days. The remaining 2 days suspension will be served on Wednesday, August 3rd, and Thursday, August 4th. The O'Toole's could approach the ABCC and request other punitive measures as opposed to a suspension, but as it sits today, the order of ABCC is that they are to surrender their license on Wednesday, August 3rd, and retrieve it on Friday, August 5th.
No other action by this board is needed for that?
No action by this board is needed, but it does now fall under the progressive rules that we have previously established for alcohol service.
Anything else?
We haven't been notified, but the press has been notified that Whitman and Abington have received a grant under the Community Block Development Grant Program for $800,000
Yes.
that will be used over the next 2 years to provide financial assistance to needy homeowners in Whitman and Abington in the delineated areas that have previously been established for assistance in maintaining their properties in order to stay in their homes. Also included in that grant is, I believe it's $80,000 for social services. So this is something that we were able to qualify by pooling together as a team with Abington. I'm pleased to announce it. I'll be even happier when I actually see the notice, but I was informed today by the WATD news crew.
Excellent.
Good news is good news.
So I take it any direction it comes in.
Cutting edge.
Well done.
And that is all I have.
Okay. Scott, do you have anything for the board?
Oh, I have one more thing, I'm sorry. If I don't write it down, I'm in trouble. While looking at the new street we renamed in Whitman last week, now known as Paradise Lane, I had a conversation with the developer who has had some difficulty with people, shall I use the word perching? On the property, and he has prudently closed access to the street so people can't pull in there and pillage and loot. I would like to ask
Really?
this board to vote to authorize the closing of Paradise Lane for the benefit of the developer with no other residents on the street until such time as he is prepared to reopen it and will provide notice to the town when he does so.
I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Does the fire chief, police chief, any problems with that issue? Closing the street, nothing at all?
This is so that it is the Board of Selectmen that's the authority for opening and closing public
I just want
ways.
to be, if.
It
they
is
needed-
a
if
public
there was
way, but it's
Right, I
not
just want
being
to know if
used
there was
that
a
way
safety
now.
issue, if somebody got hurt, they'd be able to get down there. But they have no problem? All in favor?
Aye.
Done. Not a problem. That it?
Yes.
Scott, nothing? Lisa?
I just want to say, I was absent last meeting, but I just wanted to congratulate all the graduating seniors for Whitman Hanson, South Shore VOTAC, all the other regional high schools, and just wish them all the best of luck in all their future endeavors, and have a safe and fun summer.
Okay. Brian?
Just one thing, I say this every year, as we get close to the 4th of July, and it's great that everybody has enthusiasm to celebrate the great country we have. I know that the fire chief and the police chief concur that fireworks are illegal and dangerous. And while sometimes decisions get the best of us and we shoot them off, you have to remember your neighbors and the pets of some of your neighbors can be affected by these sounds, and veterans can be affected by these sounds. It can bring back some nasty memories. So think twice before you just willy-nilly shoot off these fireworks, because it can be devastating to your neighbors.
That's good.
And have a good 4th.
All right. And I'd like to just bring forward, it's a little bit early, but I wanted to make notice, it will be advertised in the local papers, but we will be having a public meeting on July 26th at 7 o'clock at our town hall on the construction of the changing of Route 18 and 14 and 18 and 27, those two intersections. The JTC has to have a public meeting with the Department of Transportation and District 5, and they'll be hosting it, and it'll be in our town hall because it's affecting Whitman. And it will be advertised, and I'm asking that residents come and give us their input, and we're trying to make those two intersections safe, a lot safer than what they are, especially on one of them where we've had a fatality in the past. And most of the recommendations of the safety have come from our police and fire chief and from Mass Department of Transportation, MassDOT District 5. So just telling you, be looking for it and hope that you're in attendance. That being said, we need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
None at able? We adjourn. I'll say aye.
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 We're done.